Hey guys, so I'm gonna try to give a few people some time to come in, and there's a lot going on right now, and I want to talk about some of it, and I want to talk about the way everything has started to become out there for everyone to who has eyes to see. To see, I want to go over a few things with everyone, and I know this channel's a lot littler, and there's probably not going to be that many people in here, and that's okay. But at the same time, I want to go over several things. Now, everybody knows about the impeachment. It went through the House, went through the Senate, and now they're doing like a trial thing for him. So, we all knew something like this would probably happen just because they set the stage, and you can usually tell what's going to happen because if you know your enemies, then you know what's going to happen. So, anyways, I wanted to talk about some things, but I also wanted to talk and say that I'm making some plans to leave my area, and I won't be in my area much longer. I'm leaving completely, and I'll be gone. Um, I might do a video or two while I'm away. I don't know. Um, I really don't want to be here anymore at all. So, anyways, there's a lot of stuff that's going on that we need to go over and talk about. So one of the things I want to talk about, though, is that school shooting that happened in Florida. And I know everybody's been talking about the church shooting. I haven't looked into the church shooting, so I'm just going to go over this other one that I got into and interested in it because 17 were killed. And so I went through and I watched the interrogation video, I watched the trial, I watched the court, I watched it all. The funny thing about it was I made notes of some of his behavior and some of how he acts so crazy. So it was done in Florida. I don't remember the name of the school. It was done by a dude named Nicholas Cruz. He made several videos before he done it, and one of them was him doing like I guess a live video or something, and he says he was going to be the world's next. He was going to be a professional school shooter, and he was going to be the world's greatest school shooter as well. And he does a video and he talks about how he's going to do it, you know. So that being said, I watched his interrogation video, and it's 10 hours and some minutes long. And yes, I watched the whole thing. At the beginning, he tries to act like he has a voice in his head and that it tells him to do everything. And at first I started saying, okay, this has got to be a case of MK Ultra. And then I went back and watched his video, and whatever he said that he wanted to be a school shooter, and was really the way he was talking, he was laughing and everything, and he said the government's taking over, all y'all people are sheep and been brainwashed. I'm gonna, he says he's gonna end it, but he's laughing while he says it, so it's almost like he's been watching a lot of videos and what to look for to see if someone's been mind controlled. And just listening to him, it makes it sound like he was going for that excuse that he was mind controlled and he was instructed to do it. And at first I thought it was mind controlled, and then whenever I went back and I watched it, it wasn't like that at all. It was just, I don't think he was mind controlled at all. I don't know. I watched everything on all of them though. Okay, so he killed 17 people. This was done on September 24th, 2018. And what that tells me, 24th, is that I remember a lot of stuff happening on the dates of the 24th. So I went back and I went to look at it, and there was several events that happened on the 24th of the month. So that's something else that y'all can look into if you want to. And also with this one, I know y'all will remember this part. There was a woman screaming, "Take away the guns. Take away the guns, Trump. Take away all the guns." And as y'all know, today, the 1st of January, and due today, this month, the month of January, they're passing the new laws. And I know it's Virginia, my state, Tennessee, and I don't know if it's going to be in Kentucky yet or not, but I will tell you that I just got an update telling me about our new gun laws and our new administration. Let's see. If I can find the exact article, and I'll read it to you. But it's a new laws for handgun carrying. Okay, new Tennessee gun carrying permit, convenient for some, concerning for others. So Tennessee is a state that is doing the laws too. And now whenever they were doing the whole gun confiscation, it was Tennessee, Virginia, and Kentucky. So I don't know if Kentucky is in this too, but I do know that Tennessee and Virginia so far is. It probably is honestly being passed throughout all of it. Hold on, give me just a second, guys. Let me find this article. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. New Tennessee gun carry permit, convenient for some, concerning for others. It looks easy aiming and firing a gun, but retired police officer says looks can be deceiving. It keeps moving on me. Sorry, guys. Having a firearm doesn't make you proficient. It keeps moving. The gun, owning one doesn't make you one of those. It's training. Sorry, guys. My phone is going all the way up and down the article, so it's making it hard for me to find it. I'm not against people having guns. I just want them to properly train, have the proper train. Watch, guys, it keeps skipping. See? It keeps skipping, so it's hard for me to pick it up. I'm trying to figure out exactly what they're trying to say. Those wanting a carry permit it keeps moving on me, had to enroll in an 8-hour course. It's split into 2 parts, 5 hours in a classroom learning gun safety laws and how to protect and clean the gun, and 3 hours practicing how to fire. It keeps moving. It does not want me to read this. Okay. So, it's talking about 90-minute online gun class, instruction class. It covers all the basic firearms. You have no other training, no de-escalation, no threat assessment, no awareness when you're dealing with firearms. Goodwill will get you killed. You have to be great and the only way to get great is through training and practice. Okay, so the new laws are attracted to quick convenience of the class, but not everyone agrees. Tiffany Hawkins survived abuse at the hands of her boyfriend for 13 years. She says there's nothing good about this. The majority of domestic violence has happened by a gun. So it says Hawkins helps abuse women. Okay, so we'll go on down here. I'm trying to find out exactly. So this online class only qualifies someone to obtain a concealed carry permit, which limits the gun owner to carrying it in their pocket or in their purse. The 8-hour class is still offered. It is now considered an extensive carry permit and allows gun holders to carry their gun open and unconcealed. So you cannot have a concealed firearm, because then you get a charge for that, even if you do have a gun permit. And that's all it tells us about the new law. And I know that the new law is like way more than that. But if you haven't been noticing, there has been a lot of stuff going on. Oh, hello, Bala Playa. Right now, I'm actually spending one night here, and I got to be out in the morning. I am staying at a motel, so I'm staying here tonight, but I have to be out in the morning at 11. But there is more and more kids going missing, and a lot of teenagers as well. Now, we all know what the purpose of this is. It's all for them to be able to take women and do what they can with them. The trafficking, the sex, and a lot of people just like to kill. A lot of people like to eat people. All this crap. So, I have been, the last couple of weeks, it feels like my head was just open and a bunch of knowledge just dropped in on it. I can see things a lot more clearer now. So much more knowledge. Oh, thank you. I'm not sure who you are. I haven't seen you before. But anyways, when I was going over the school shooting, the one in Florida, it was just so crazy. And also, I was watching a few things on the internet about, it was actually on the news about Trump going after the homeless once again, saying, "Watch out, California, the feds are all coming for you." And the feds are all coming for you, the homeless people. It says, "Watch out, California, the feds are coming for you, the homeless." So we knew this, and they've been doing it for quite some time. A lot of people in my area, they tore down a whole bunch of government homes and government housings, and was supposed to put them up in a place, and then they ended up turning around and never rebuilding another place for them to live or anything. So all of them are out on the streets now. There is a huge homeless group now in my area, and it's a little area at that. So homelessness is a problem for the California, because people just pop up a tent on a sidewalk, and they're claiming that all their feces and all of their trash is all going, running down and going out into the ocean. There is a lot of things that people don't understand about being homeless. Everyone who is homeless is not a drug addict. Everyone who is homeless is not a bad person. Actually, a lot of people are good people that become homeless. It can happen to anyone. You could lose your job. Something could happen and you could lose your place. And with people who draw checks, it's going to be really hard for y'all, because they're planning on stopping those checks. So if you pay your rent and stuff with your check, then it's going to be really, really easy just to be gone. Give me just a second, guys. No one has been able to find this channel, and I have myself got on somebody else's phone and tried to find this channel. You cannot find this channel. It is being suppressed bad. So I had almost 600 on my other channel, and on this channel, I'm not going to grow that much. So my other channel is completely gone. I can't even try to fight any of it or dispute it or, do anything like that, because they took everything down. They took it down because a group of people got together and done a whole bunch of crap. And I got the email to prove who they are. The email sent me that was sent to me gave me all the names of everyone and their email address. So I know who they are. And they're no strangers. But anyways, when I get back to this school shooting, there was a lot of things that he did, and it was, I think, him watching YouTube videos about people believing that MK Ultra people had been attacking schools, because that's what he kept going on about. He went on and on and on about about hearing voices, how the government has been brainwashing people with the TV, and he says the voice in his head tells him to burn, kill, destroy anything and everything. And that's what he kept saying. And it said it told him to kill animals and birds. And he keeps saying shooting and killing about the BB gun. So a lot of people said that he kept telling the cops that he was killing animals and everything like that. And the reason he was doing that was because he was using a BB gun. He said, I would shoot at animals, I would shoot at birds, I would shoot at other stuff. And whenever you look into it, he's talking about a BB gun. He shot his BB gun. He also said the voice picked out the RA-15 and the RK-40. Like, he goes into a lot of discussion about what he bought and the guns that he bought. He also had a 12 gauge, and he wanted to be an Army Ranger. So that tells us a little bit more. When somebody has any type of like military or Army thing, is that if they've been in it or they're going towards it, a lot of times the underground military and Army and stuff, they will have them do stuff like this. There is a huge network underground for the military and stuff. And it isn't the United States' army or military. No, we obey Israel. Israel is the one that runs all of our stuff. This boy also was in ROTC in school. So that right there tells you a little bit more. When somebody is in the military or something like that, they like to hire mercenaries. And Jeffrey Dahmer was a mercenary. He was a military person. He was trained to do that, and everything ended up catching up with him. Jeffrey Dahmer. There's a lot of people that were like that. I have a video that I would like to share. I'll probably upload it onto my channel. It's pretty long, but if you listen to it, she tells you everything you need to know, because she was married to one of these militians. She was married to a guy who was trained by the military and then started working his way up, and now he works for the government, and the wife is the one that's speaking. So there's a lot to do with it when it comes to the military. So as the boy sitting in the interview room, the interrogation room, whatever you want to call it, he's saying that he doesn't deserve anything. They ask him if he wants a water, and he says, I don't deserve the water. They said, do you want food? He says, I don't deserve anything. And he was gnawing at his arm. He was going like, arr, arr, and he was all by himself. Like, he was all by himself. I watched 10 hours of this. So he's by himself, and he's gnawing at his arm. He starts biting himself. He punches himself in the face back and forth like this. There's nobody even around him or in there. It's not like he's doing it to get attention. There's nobody around. And he takes something, he finds stuff, and he was sitting there trying to cut himself. So the boy is very disturbed, and I know a lot of people buy into the false flag, and some of it not even being real, and it just being a drill and being filmed. There is occasions that they do that, and I have seen it myself. There's occasions that they do all of it. Sorry, guys. Yeah, my hairs are really bad. So, anyways, if y'all want to look into it, his name is Nicholas Cruz. There was a lot going on with that case. I watched it. He's been in jail the whole time. He offered to plead completely guilty. So everything, he's got like 34 counts. and it killed 17 people. But whenever you start seeing numbers add up, like you see 3 dead or 3 injured, every time you see the number 3 and 3 and 3, then you know something's going on, you know? So, anyways, so a little update on me. I don't have my car no more. My car got towed. It was broke down and sitting at a gas station, and my car's gone. It was towed. Everything in it is completely gone. My tent, everything was in there. Now that's gone. I had to throw what I was carrying, so a lot of it away yesterday. And I'm in a hotel for tonight, and then I'll be out again tomorrow at 11. I just don't have the money to be here another night. So that's a little update on me. My father is still doing really bad. He had to be took. He was in the hospital. He was really sick and stuff, and then he was bad. We thought we was gonna lose him on Christmas. Oh my gosh, it was so bad. But he ended up getting a little better, and they released him because my dad threw a fit and wanted to go home. My dad, I don't blame him. He was in there forever. He wanted to get out. Went home, and last night he started getting to where he couldn't breathe, and the doctor, my mom took him to the doctor because he wasn't getting no better, and the doctor said he needs to be admitted to the hospital immediately. So I went over there yesterday and was attempting to help them get him there. But as soon as I showed up, all of my family piled in, and nobody wanted me around or nothing to do with me. So I rode with them to the hospital and stuff, and then after that, I decided to leave. So I'm thinking about leaving this state, and it's more and more that I need to, and I am. I'm going up north, and I got plans with that. I'm going up north, and there's no difference. Here, me and Logan, we don't have anyone who cares about us. We don't have any family that cares about us. We're on our own. We don't have anyone that helps. We don't have anyone to let us spend the night. We don't have anyone to even let us sleep in their yard. Nothing like that. So if we leave, there's no different situation. It's the same thing. We're going to be out in the cold like always. And so we're planning on doing that. Logan's talking to his job today about leaving and not having to come back. He's going to see if he can transfer or if something else needs to be done. And we also just lost a friend. So his funeral is tomorrow, and it was a really good friend. So there's a lot going on in my life right now, and I apologize that I haven't been able to do anything on here. I am gonna be making more videos. I uploaded a video that I had already on my other channel, so I hope that y'all like the video, because that's the only, I have like one more, I think. I only have a couple that was left from my other channel that I did not delete on my phone. Everyone can sit there and say whatever they want. I don't even care anymore. I'm so tired of the drama. You shouldn't have to have drama. You should be able to have friends. And you shouldn't have to listen to people talk about you on their lives for hours and just putting you down. That's not right. So there's a lot more going on out there. And I have not been dove into it. I do know about the church shooting. I'm going to do some more research into that so I can figure that out. Give me just a second here. I'm going to see if I can get one of my friends to come up here with us. And if I can, then we'll get this thing going. Let me ask her real quick. She may not want to. She's been going through a lot as well. It's okay though, because I know that my channel is really small now. So now we have struck Syria and Iraq with missiles. and I know that means war. So I think that we're probably getting ready to, I don't know if we are or not, but from my personal opinion and my personal view, it looks like we're getting close to Gog and Magog. And if you're not aware of that, it's in the Bible, and it's whenever everything around Israel starts to attack Israel. And it's really, right now, we just fired at, Syria and Iran, and they're not taking it lightly. They're pretty upset. Let me see here. Now, I do have a couple of people that have wanted to do a few things with me, and I haven't done anything with anyone lately. And it's just because, honestly, this time of year, everything going on, I haven't had time to do anything. There's a lot more, though, that I want to get into about what's going on. And if you can't look and see everything right now, then I don't know what to tell you. There's too much going on for people not to be able to see it. There is a lot. So we're trying to what? So anyways, there's so much going on out there. There's so many people going around. It's all bad. But for anyone out there who doesn't see it, all you really have to do is take a look at everything. Look at the shows, look at the news, look at everything that they're putting out there for us all. It's getting bad, and I feel so sorry for for everybody, because I feel like so much news and awareness to everything. Like one of the things is the Eminem song Venom. It's all about demonic possession. Even if you listen to the words, it's about knock, knock, let the devil in. And he has another song that came out that was talking about he sold his soul for some Grammys. And this is all new music. A lot of these people are doing that in the shows, in TV shows. They're putting it out there. Everything is starting to become more apocalyptic. Like, I don't know, like the world is over. A lot of things is becoming like that. With the Project Zephyr and Project Pogo, all this stuff is coming and turning. There's fires everywhere. There's power outages everywhere. There's the volcano in New Zealand. There's everything that's going on right now should open everyone's eyes to what's really going on. And on my other channel, I went into and talked a lot about yoga and what it was, and a lot of people don't understand it. If you go and do research into yoga, it'll tell you it is the worship of other gods, and it is Hindu. It's like a Hindu religion. Hey, Madison. It's okay if you don't want to come up, Madison. Madison, like I was saying on here, I was literally just going to drop everything and leave. And then my dad got sick yesterday, and late last night I had to go over and try to help him get to the hospital. And then my family and stuff started coming in, and nobody wanted nothing to do with me. So I went with them to the hospital, and then I left because nobody wanted me there. There was too many people there. Nobody cared. Tonight, I actually was able to get into a motel room, but I gotta leave at 11 in the morning. So we'll be cold again. But anyways, yoga is the worship of the Hindu gods, and they call it Hindu meditation. And I've talked about this before, but with new channel and my old channel being completely gone, I have none of the same stuff on it. So yoga has been put in our schools, and they take out the prayer. So they're allowing our children to do yoga before they take a test, as exercise in the gym and everything. And there's a big racket going on where people were burning Nikes because people would not stand up or kneel for the Pledge of Allegiance. So a lot of people were throwing that up. They were all getting mad. But yoga is all about the Kundalini awakening, which if you see a picture of a staff and a snake going around it, that's what they believe. That staff symbolizes our spine, and the snake is wrapped around it. So whenever you see the pictures, the yoga pictures, the posters at the bottom, there's colors, like levels and colors on it in the body. So all that is about is waking it up each level. Now, whenever we talk about this, we're also talking about the third eye. So what they want you to do is, it's part of the occult, and the yoga is to open you to the whole serpent and the spiritual awakening of the Kundalini. We all have a Kundalini spirit wrapped around our spinal cord that needs to be awakened, and you have to do it in certain levels. They claim that you are purging out the evil that's in you. So they claim that around our spinal cord, we all have a Kundalini, which is a serpent, a snake, wrapped around it, and we all need to cleanse it every day and purge it. And that's what yoga is for. Whenever you do yoga without the religious angle on it, they say a lot of people get very sick and fall ill on it. And there's a lot to the yoga. And I just wanted to bring that back up because a lot of people don't want to listen. Yeah, I know, Madison. Right now, since all that's happened, I haven't been able to do anything but just sit here and think about how crazy all this stupid stuff is. Give me just a second, guys. Okay, so the NASA announced that they were adding 5 more companies had been added to the Commercial Lunar Payload Service program. And one company, SpaceX, Elon Musk, rocket business is offering to Starship as a lunar lander. Companies that are included in the CLPS program will be able to bid missions that will deliver small instrument packages and rovers to the lunar surfaces. One upcoming mission is a rover called Viper, which will prospect for ice at the lunar South Pole. So at the lunar South Pole, when it says lunar, it's talking about the moon. So more than 100 million people are, it's crazy. So there is so much more to talk about. So the new law, this is what they're banning whenever it comes to self-defense and stuff. They are banning the Shizu, kickboxing, Tai Chi, firearms instruction, and self-defense training under proposed law SB 64 starting January 8th, 2019, and that was last year. Now this year it is becoming implied, like they are applied. They are making it, where you can't do any kind of self-defense. So they are saying that people that teach these classes or that has taught these classes will be doing so and will be charged as doing a military activities and will be held as a felon for the unlawful paramilitary activity as a Class 5 felony if he teaches or demonstrates to any other person to use, application, or making of any firearm, explosives, or any kind of device or technique capable of causing injury or death to any persons knowing or having reason to know or intention or the intentions that such training will be employed for use in or in furtherance of civil disorder, assemblance with one or more persons for the purpose of training with, practicing with, or being instructed in the use of firearms, explosives, or any other technique capable of causing injury or death for two persons to employ such training for use in the furtherance of civil disorder. You will be imprisoned and considered custody of state. You will go to prison and be considered a felon because you're teaching someone, and as they put it, paramilitary. It's crazy. I know. I talked about this on my other channel, but I have to go over some of the basic stuff that is coming really quickly that a lot of people haven't even talked about. So, Bill Gates is also working generating and making carbon with generating company to make more carbon deception. So what it is they're taking carbon and then sending it up. It's crazy. Mysterious boxes in people's yards and everywhere. A woman has told to be excited to give her that to be excited that she's going to get faster internet. They are literally like boxes, and they go in the front yard, and it's also what we call like a cell tower. It would be a small cell tower, but it's 5G, and they're starting to pop up in everyone's yards and in their neighborhoods. So that was in Aurora. And the UN summit to hear for rich nations to pay for in international air traffic, all these storms, electromagnetic waves to shoot through the earth. Okay, so what they do is they take the electromagnetic and they shoot it through the earth, and the electromagnetic pulses go through the earth and create earthquakes, and it also helps, not just quake the earth and make it shake, but it also they can do anything they want with it. So what it does is, a lot of people don't know this, but they have this big thing, this harp, and then we got all of the weather control things out there. But they are controlling the weather, and they want us to pay border taxes and taxes for the storms that they keep creating. They will create a storm. They will create power outages. They are creating the fires, and they're wanting all the taxpayers to pay the money to help fix everything after it's done. So they're also putting artificial skin on robots so that it can feel like they are attaching so what they do is, I'm just going to talk about it, what I've seen of it. It's like these little octagon looking shapes, and they go underneath the artificial skin, and they're sensors, and you don't even have to touch it. You can go like close. You can go let's do it like this. You can go like this close to it, and it'll sense that there's somebody there. So it's sensor glands, and they also have the artificial skin for phones. It also helps connect to the AI. So they also have an artificial skin that you put on your phone. And see, if you notice, guys, my phone is so messed up. So if you try to text me, I can't get text. Email me or message or get a hold of me on Skype, or just call me if you have my number. There is so much going on with the AI. A lot of people are getting so distracted with the impeachment that no one is paying attention to anything else. And if you just take your head and peek behind the corner, you're going to see a lot of stuff. If you just look behind the curtain, they're putting it all out there for us to see right now, and people need to look. People need to really pay attention because it is going crazy right now. There is so much going on. I wrote down everything that had to do with the recordings that I had put on my channel, which are gone forever now, and I'll have to redo them. So I have gotten all of this stuff wrote down, and it has to do with how our military is. Yes, they do use Telsa intervention. Yeah, they do. They use a lot of Telsa stuff. He is completely involved in it. But when it comes to Elon Musk, a lot of his stuff is the reason why he wants to do the chip in the brain is because he's afraid that AI is going to overcome us and surpass us. So what he's doing is he's working hard to try to make it where we can keep up with them, and keeping up with them to him is putting a chip on their brain. And that's what he's wanting to do. And they even said it won't be for everyone. It'll be for a lot of rich people. It will allow you to put memories in the cloud. It'll allow you to put a lot of stuff in the cloud, and it'll be like downloading stuff to your brain. And that is just a completely other topic. And if you want to go into that, then we can go into the supercomputer and all of that. All of that is just into the cube, into the HLC that CERN is running. All of that stuff, yeah, it's very, if people would just look, they would know what's going on. It bothers me a lot because they put it in your shows, they put it in your movies, and if you ain't, if you're one of those people that haven't woke up yet, why don't people ask themselves, it's in our music videos, it's in our TV shows, and it's in our movies, why don't we start paying a little bit more attention? Because it's real. Now, David Icke has a lot of stuff on all of this. Now, some of his stuff is a little different, and some of his beliefs are a lot different than ours. But if you want to look into some of it, David Icke, he even goes into the Bohemian Grove things as well. But whenever you get back and behind it all, everything I've been writing right here is all about how Israel is running our military and our country. So let's see. They're also doing this huge campaign, Boys Can Be Princesses Too. I know a lot of people know about that. Also, Jekyll Island. People ought to look that up. So I've got in here, highly spirit beings here on earth to help men, and they would say they were angelic beings. They were supposed to be in Christ. Now, these angelic beings, a lot of people have come across them, and that is what they tell everybody, that they are angelic beings. And if you actually go into some more search in the Bible, it talks about how they walk among us, how things, So there's a lot of, and whenever we get into the bloodlines and stuff, that's what a lot of that is. It's witchcraft and placing generational curses onto the bloodlines and all of the SRA, satanic ritual abuse that goes with it. Cursing them, placing demons in their life, trying to possess them as demons, breaking up their minds, splitting them into a bunch of different alters or personalities, however you want to call it. So they want to make you think that Lucifer is the hero, and they are made to bring in this entity, Lucifer entity, into our realm, is what they call it. So what they're wanting to do is bring this entity over and put it in an avatar, kind of like on the movie Avatar, and they want to put it in the avatar, and they believe that they will have Lucifer in a body. This is some of the stuff they're talking about. We all know what is supposed to happen in Revelations, but I wanted to bring that up because a lot of people don't think about that. They claim that they can resurrect Cyrus, and they can't. You cannot bring back the soul. They might could bring back the body, or they might be able to try to put it in somebody else's body, but they couldn't bring back the soul. But Lucifer, they're saying Lucifer is an angelic being. He's made out to be the hero. They make these people believe this stuff, and they're trying to put him into a body so he can walk the earth. This is just the stuff that they were talking about that I wrote down. In October 11th, 1984, the entity came into a body of an early 30s to be the Antichrist. Every tall, story tall, very beautiful. He was very tall. He was stories tall, is what they're saying. And he was a very tall, beautiful man. And more than that, what you could imagine the UN trying to set up this for the Antichrist. So in October 11th, 1984, they managed to put what they believed to be Satan into the body of a guy in his 30s, and they were trying to make this guy the Antichrist, is what they're saying. This is what they believed. And they believed that he would do it. They were sent into churches trying to lead people to leave churches. They tell them that church is a low-level teaching of Lucifer and is the highest level teaching. They want to stop working underground, and they want to bring it above ground and start showing people what they are really doing. Now, we know in the Bible it says all that is unknown will become known, and everything will be brought back to our remembrance. And what they're trying to do is stop doing sacrifices and human sacrifices. They want to stop doing all of that without the world knowing. They want to be able to kill a baby and air it on TV. Soon we will be at that, trust me. They believe that the sacrificing of an innocent baby or an innocent child brings bigger rewards and more power to them and more power to the world and more riches. More money and more being famous and well known. And they want to be able to do this in front of everybody, and they're already starting to do this in some countries. The United States is just blind to a lot of it. A lot of people here are very blind to what they've been doing out in the public and other places. So the Obama minister was there, the UN was there, human trafficking conference formed by Pope Francis, the UN hoax, global warning, because global warning was written up by the Pope and delivered around for people to sign. Just like the one world religion he's been going around getting it signed, and the one world government that's already been put in place. The CIA is leaving us to go. They want the CIA. The CIA is wanting people to go into Latin America. So the Georgia Guidestones is one of the well-known places that they usually go and do one of their ritual things. Some of their ritual things. The secret city in Russia, underground bases for the elite. Call him the Dark Sun, the Dark Lord. Names like that. Saturn is the old sun. The eye symbol stands for, this is not our sun worshiper. This is not our sun worship, but the Saturn sun worship. Brotherhood of Saturn. Satanism is Saturnism. So when you get to thinking about it like that, people talk about Sunday, Monday, which stands for sun, moon, stuff like that. It all comes together, and we talk about it a lot because that's what it is. But it's not from our moon. It's not our moon. A lot of them think that Saturn used to be a moon. So they have a Saturnism, and Saturnism is Satanism. And so you put all this together, and that's what the I stands for. How the planet is round, and it has the thing around it. You turn it like this, and then it's there. David Icke goes into Saturnism and Satanism and how it is worshipped. Now, Also, another thing, if you have not looked up the conspiracy cards, that's something you should do. A lot of people need to do that first, because the conspiracy cards actually show you a lot of stuff. With the pedophilia, I've done like 4 or 5 videos on that, and on the Pizzagate and all that stuff that went on, and everything's took down now. So I'm gonna have to go back through and make another one. I do not have anything backed up. It was all done. So now, whenever we get into the cube, we see a cube, right? A square. Well, in this square, it has lines, 2 lines down, 2 lines to the side. When you do that, the way they do it is they put, here's the square. Okay, they were 4, 9, 2, and equals 15. 3, 5, 7 equals 15. 8, 1, 6, 15. So it equals 15 across and 15 up and down. And that is why they use the cube. And then you take the 15 and times it by same thing, okay? And this symbolizes the Kronos god, which is the god of time, the god of Saturn, the Grim Reaper, the father of time. So that goes into Mason Square and Saturn Square. That is what they call the Saturn Square as part of the Saturnism. And the hexagon is a square pattern, just turned differently. Kronos is Kronos. Whenever you look at him, the way they draw the pictures of him, he is a man with a big white beard. They try to resemble God. It tries to resemble. He also has a halo. So that's another thing. That's where we kind of get our drawings of Jesus and our drawings of God. Kronos with the beard and stuff, and Jesus with the halo. We get the halo. The halo comes from the ring around Satan. So if you're not familiar with Saturnism, you should look into it. It is very interesting on what they believe, and that is what they are bringing into our world and pushing so hard for us to even pay attention to. So if you go back and you look at all of this stuff, the Saturn worship is huge. So the black cube is everywhere. It's the Mason Square and the Saturn Square. So it talks about how they eat their young, and which we know how they do that, and they do a lot more than do that. Now, if you look at this symbol is the Saturn, is for Saturn. Okay, so let's see. National Guard Black Hawk goes in to Minnesota, 3 dead. That was one of them I was talking about when the shooting came, about the shooting stuff. And then the other one was 2 dead, and then ended up being 3 dead because they killed the gunman. So 3 and 3, and those all happened within a couple days of each other. So Iran targeting 21 U.S. military bases with missiles, says Iranian General. Iran is capable of launching 20,000 missiles per day. So we distract Iran and Syria, and they're capable of shooting 20,000 missiles a day. So as we go back in to the Saturn worship, I wanted to show you that sign. The UK is worried about food, Australia worried about water and farmland and food. Africa is running extremely low on food. And in Denver, a man owns property and gets notice that he is not allowed to live in a camper or anything on his own property, and a man is trying to build a house. So this man has got a camper, and he's living on a camper on his own lands, and they came out and told him he wasn't allowed to do that. He said, I'm building my house. I want my house to be built. This is my camper and my land. And so they told him, no, he could not do that. So they are trying to make it now to where we cannot really live in a camper or an RV. They're pushing these laws, and this guy is living on his own property. He owns the property, and he owns the camper. What is he doing wrong? Nothing. They're just trying their best to push these laws. And it was on the news. And you know why it's on the news? Because they want to set an example and show you. A man collects rainwater and has solar power, and city claims housing is not safe because of no city hookups, and told man that he would be arrested if he was caught in his camper or on his own property and home. He is because he's living off the grid. He catches rainwater, and he has solar panels for power. So, and he's living in a camper on his own land. So that I guess they believe he is what they call a prepper, and they want to take him out and arrest him. So everyone needs to be careful for white vans, white panel vans, and black vans, black vehicles, white vehicles. Those two are the ones that would be following people that are targeted, the ones that would be trying to figure out who is who and what they're doing. And if you're on the list to go bye-bye, then you need to start watching what's around you, paying attention to your surroundings. I'm not kidding. This is no joke. This is something everyone needs to take into account. So plants are catching on fire and exploding. White vans throughout the country and spreading fear throughout the country. A bunch of white vans started popping up in a row down the line, stopping traffic. New York white van, December 5th, follows 13-year-old girl and keeps pulling in and slowing down and trying to snatch her. So a lot of people are saying that the white vans are trying to snatch them. So that is one reason I brought the white vans up. I just wanted to update everybody on that. So we talked a little bit about yoga. We talked about the Hinduism behind it. We talked about the cube. We talked about Saturn. And we talked a little bit about this shooting in Florida. And I wanted to tell everyone to be careful with the white van, even if you don't think you have a target on your back, to be taken out because you know the truth or anything like that, or because you might cause a problem. The guy was collecting rainwater and had solar panels, and that automatically made him a target. Everyone needs to start being careful and be vigilant, because that's one of the things that's going on right now. They are targeting us. Otherwise, if you don't think you have a target on your back, you still need to be careful, because they are still trying to take people and abduct them. And it's not just to take them and kill them. They're still taking kids and other people. Throughout the entire year, they always take people, and they love to play games with people, and they love to have sacrifices at all times. So they sacrifice these young people, and they love to take people and torment them, rape them, and they love to place them in the DUMBS, which is the deep underground military bases, and they torture them, and they're next to portals that they believe lead to another dimension, which is hell. So I just want everyone to keep that in mind. I will keep all of you in my prayers. I hope y'all will do the same for me. I have been being followed a lot. I don't know if it's whatever it is, but I do know that since my channel got took down, a lot of stuff has amped up on my end. That's another reason why I have not been on here, and I apologize for that. A lot of people cannot find my channel. Like I said, I use 4 or 5 people's phones, and they asked me to find my new channel for them, and I could not. And so if you're on this channel now and you've been subscribed, thank you, because no one can find it. Like I said, on my old channel, I had 600 and some people, and now I'm down to 20. So I want y'all to know that I'm grateful for y'all being here. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Please keep me and my family in your prayers. And me and Logan right now are trying to figure something out. So tomorrow I will be back out on the road, freezing my butt off, but I will try to do a live again tomorrow, because I'm trying to get back into the groove of doing this, because no matter what I am and where I am and what's going on around me, people still deserve the truth. People still deserve someone to have a voice out there to talk for them. And now is the only time that people can come forward and start, accepting our Heavenly Father, God, and His Son. We got to accept His Son into our heart to make it. We'll all be safe. Once you have faith and once you accept Him into your heart, you don't fear them. We know what they're up to. We know they're trying to kill us all, but I don't fear them, because I know where I'm going. I don't fear death. I welcome death, because I can't wait. I don't want to be in this world no more. I want to go on. There's too much craziness in this world, and I can't be a part of it no more. This world is not meant for godly people. It's meant for people of the devil people who worship the devil, and it's it's Satan's world. And whenever you listen to music and whenever you listen to anything like that, you're getting frequencies, and frequencies mess with our brain, with our mind. They mess with our ears. They give us headaches. Frequencies is what they have decided to use to control us, and frequencies is what they can use to control you. Um, they could call you and play a certain tone on the phone for you, and all of a sudden you would be mind controlled. Um, so I love y'all, and stop looking down, start looking up. I will be trying to do more on this channel. I'm sorry, I've kind of just fell back and let everything go. Um, I had over 500 and some videos on the other channel, so it was very discouraging when it came down to me not having a channel no more and then having this one. I will be keeping everyone updated on what's going on around the world. That's why I called it What's Going On. If you can just pay attention to what you like. If you are watching a TV show, just pay attention into it. Somewhere you will find the symbolism, the stuff that they always show us what they're going to do before they do it. So just keep your eyes peeled, keep your eyes open, and I'll pray for every one of y'all. I always do. I pray for everyone. And I just want to say thank y'all for giving me this time to talk and for watching me. Thank you for being here. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to do it. There's so much heartbreak and stuff going on in my life, and so many people still talking crap about me and making videos about me. But I just want y'all to know that I love y'all and thank you for everything. Me and my husband are trying to get everything worked out so we can leave. We're trying to gather the money and get everything set up right so we can go and never look back. I love you guys, and God bless you all, and thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all later. Bye, guys.